together. It's a nice way of saying their fellowship was together. They're in community with each other. Like right now, we're doing life together. For me, I get to come in and I'm here for a night and I'm back out. But many of you will be here tomorrow, the next day. Maybe not in this room, but you'll go to high school. How many of you go to Glen Allen? Anybody? So you guys do life together on a regular basis, whether you bump shoulders or not, right? Godwin, I see the red tie shirt. Appreciate that. But how many people are sitting by somebody right now that they go to school with? How many people have somebody in this room that they go to school with? Okay. So basically, just keep in mind that you're doing life together with them. On a regular basis, on a Monday morning, you wake up, you go to your high school. There might be 1,600 students there, but guess what? You know at least one or two other people there. He grew in favor with other people he encountered in his ministry. Does anybody know what that means, maybe? Can anybody tell me one miracle that Jesus did? Water into wine, that's right. So everybody, you guys stop and think. When he turned that water into wine, do you think anybody understood what was going on? Was that the first time people started to realize, oh wait, something's different? So he continued to grow in favor with other people as well. But let's look at some major lessons to take away here. Growth takes a period of time. Like we've touched on throughout this evening, you can't just be born, be 30 years old, be 60 years old, and it happen like that. It might feel like it happens like that, but at the same time, it's taken that period of time. Jesus had to grow and mature just like we do. Like we said, the 12-year-old you is not going to be the 30-year-old you. Or hopefully it's not the same you. Hopefully you do grow and you do mature. But if it is, then hey, that'll be another conversation another day. But Jesus had a childhood of learning and maturing like we do today. He did have that thirst for knowledge, which might have been a little bit different than some of our thirst for knowledge. But in the same way that we come to church and we go to school to learn and to grow intellectually and then also physically. You guys still have gym class? Yeah, so physically you're growing, right? You should be. But Jesus here is growing. And the growth of Jesus was a process, just like it is for us. 12 to 30, not the same. But what we're looking at isn't just the process. It's also the tension between responsibility to God and responsibility to man. How many of you have chores at home? Anybody? If you don't, you should offer to help around the house and then call it chores. So, it's just for you guys. Jesus experienced the same tension between heavenly and earthly responsibilities that we do. Can anybody tell me one of the chores they have to do? You have to clean your room. That's a good one. Take out the trash. There you go. She said it out loud, so no one can hold her accountable. Go ahead. Vacuum the hallway. Do you have carpet or hardwood? All right, that's tough. Wash the dishes. That's a good one.
Change poopy diapers.
Change poopy diapers. Mr. Clayton, I think that might be only your chore. I don't want that one for right now. But just like we're looking at here, there's a difference between heavenly and earthly responsibilities. I don't think Jesus was worried about changing poopy diapers. Anybody think that? No? Because if you do talk to Clayton, he'll explain it all.
Right.
But Jesus makes it clear which way we must choose. So if you're still in the book of Luke, we're going to turn over to chapter 14. When you get there, thumbs up. If you're not there, just keep looking down until you find it. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Chapter 14, verse 26. It's getting windy up here. All right, everybody got it? We're just going to go ahead here. Verse 26. I'm going to read the verse in front of it too. So now great crowds accompanied him, and he turned to them and said. So there's a lot of people around, and then Jesus pauses and says this. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. This is a very strong phrase here by Jesus if we stop and think about it in today's culture. You're being told to be a disciple of Jesus, you have to hate your mom and dad. Your mom and dad are the reason that you're born and you're here. You have to hate them. Not just that, you have to hate your brothers and sisters. While some of you guys might not like your brothers and sisters, if they magically disappeared, you might be upset. So stop and think about this in the culture then. He's not telling you, hey, go out and hate them. You should be mean to them, be rude to them, be disrespectful to them. He's telling them the love and the respect that you have for Jesus should be so much so that the love and the respect that you have for your parents, the love and the respect that you have for your siblings and for the people around you looks like hatred compared to that love and that desire. And that is profound because, I stop to think of my own life. I have a sister, I have a fiance, I have a mom and dad. There's some days we might get into fights, but at the end of the day, I love them dearly. But do people see in my life the love and the desire for Jesus Christ that I do for them? So many times I'm told, oh, you have such a cute family. Oh, your pictures with your fiance, oh, they're so cute. Do they say the same thing when I post that Bible verse? Do they say the same thing when I have the opportunity to tell them the truth about a hard topic? Does the love of the Lord exude from you? Does it just come out from you in comparison to the love that you have for the other people? Like we said, Jesus was in the temple. You guys are in church right now. Some of you were here this morning. Some of you will be here Wednesday night. He was in the temple. But Jesus thought it was normal that he should be there. It was normal for him to be in the house of the Lord. It was normal for him to be in the temple, in the presence of God. But the question is, how often are we in church? How often are we, hey, let's go be in the presence of the Lord. It doesn't always have to be in this building. It can be at camp. It can be at your school. It can be even in your house, in your car, if you're old enough to drive. And just playing that music. And like, you know what, God? Thank you. Thank you. And you just enjoy being in that presence. And just, like I said, being overwhelmed by the presence of God. Do people expect to find you in church? Or do they expect to find you somewhere else? For Jesus, when his mom and dad are like, where are you? Where are you? He's like, I'm right here. I'm in the Father's house. Where would you think I would be? Why would I be somewhere else? For him, the presence of God was so important in his life that he thought it was obvious. Obviously I'm hanging out, the presence of God right here. But his mom and dad sometimes, we get into the hustle and bustle of reality of what's going on. Some of you have jobs, some of you have schoolwork, you have homework, you have children even. Okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. How often do we, myself included, stop in the presence of God and just say, you know what, God, thank you for today. Just thank you for allowing me to go to a church, to be in your presence. Thank you for allowing me to take this moment today in my life, in my car, and be like, hey, presence of God. And just enjoy that and to have that wash over you. And I know for me, it's a completely renewed spirit when I do that. You're having a bad day, and you're like, oh, my day is awful. You take that time to be in the presence of God, whether that's read your Bible or you're listening to a worship song. It revitalizes your day, your spirit, your mood changes. It's crazy. But ultimately, Jesus was where he thought was an obvious place to be. He was in the Father's house. Just like we've discussed, is it obvious for you to be here? Or does your lifestyle dictate priorities somewhere else? For some of us, that might be basketball. As fun as it is, are your priorities basketball? Is it a boyfriend or a girlfriend today? Is that priority A? I gotta hang out with her. Or your priority today is that you know what? Let's spend time in the presence of the Lord today. When you wake up in the morning, is your first thought, oh, smack the alarm clock, oh, I gotta go to school. Or is it, you know what, God, hey, thank you for a brand new day. Hey, let's get up, let's read our Bible, let's eat breakfast, and let's just go at it. I know for me, I'll be honest, sometimes there's mornings where you want to slap that snooze button a couple times. 9, 10 times, it happens. But at the end of the day, if you don't spend that time in the morning, you can feel it at the end of the day. I know for me, if I haven't spent my time with the Lord in the morning, or even during the day, by the time it gets to night, I'm like, man, I had a long day. And then you stop and think, you know what, did I spend time in the presence of the Lord that morning? No. Well, it's my own fault. It's it's trying to do things on my own. And let's just think about that. Like, as we're in the presence of the Lord right now, let's just have that wash over us and just think about it. You know what? Like, hey, God, you allowed us to be here tonight. You allowed us to be in your presence tonight for a reason. And I hope that you guys have gotten as much out of this passage as I did. Because for me, this was one of those eye-opening things where Jesus did come back to where he had been learning, now he's getting to teach. And for me, I did get to teach here. But more than that, it's the wake-up call of, you know what? Are you in the presence of God daily? As you think about that, I just wanted to go to the Lord in prayer. Lord, we do thank you for tonight. We do thank you for allowing us to come here and enjoy this fellowship with one another, Lord. We thank you for the beautiful weather that you've given us, Lord, just to be able to accept that, to enjoy that all throughout the day, Lord. We ask right now that as we go from this place, being in your presence, Lord, that we would take this moment with us. And it wouldn't just be a one and done kind of thing, Lord, but it would be one of those application steps, Lord, that we can just be like, you know what? Hey, today I'm going to be in the presence of the Lord. And Lord, we do thank you for each and every person that's in here. We ask right now that you would strengthen them this week and give them the perseverance that they need to return. Lord, it's in your name I pray. Amen. Without further ado, close.